right here, second half, and I think we can come out and get this win.
How do you stay patient with the way these guys are playing you defensively, playing you deep?
We just got to stay patient and stay within our scheme. That's the way we go about it. We knew they was going to bring pressure on us. You know, watching film on them during the week, we got a couple offensive linemen down. So we just got to continue to stay patient and stay within our offense and come back out and play the Rams type of football.
All right, Torry, thanks a lot. Appreciate you stopping by. Meantime, Gunther Cunningham told me he's very pleased with the way his team has played in all three phases of the game. He says they're playing to his personality, and that's being aggressive. I asked him, what about the second half? He said, you can bet we're going to keep coming after him. Dick, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Pam. And as Matt mentioned, the mistakes into points, 3 turnovers into 10 points, and that really is the story of that lead for the Chiefs.
Yeah, there's no question. Now, let's not forget that the Rams did make some mistakes, but the Chiefs also hurt themselves. Remember the roughing the passer call kept things going and resulted in 6 points. They kept the drive going on 3rd down. And then I think Torry Holt, as he was talking to Pam Oliver, said something very interesting, because he basically echoed what Howie Long said at halftime, and it's a good point. And that is they're beat up on the left side. And so bring pressure from that left side, and that could put pressure on the quarterback. And as we're looking at Mike Martz, it may be Trent Green, because we don't see Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner has not come out, to the best of our knowledge, and Trent Green with the helmet on. And there is the tunnel where the Rams come out, and we have not seen Kurt Warner. Remember, he injured the left hand on a sack.
Saw Pam there at the end, though, Dick. Pam is going to find out. She was in sprint mode up that tunnel.
And she can sprint.
Yes, she can.
So Trent Green, and remember, the Rams acquired him to turn them around and got hurt in preseason, giving Kurt Warner the opportunity. And again, Mike Martz said, I have every bit of confidence that if we had Green at quarterback with what we have with that offensive attack, we would not miss a beat. That's what Mike Martz said. Here comes Kurt Warner out of the runway as Pete Stoyanovich kicks off to start the second half. Dante Hall returning for Kansas City. Hall wending his way upfield, and he gets to the 35. Let's check in with Pam Oliver now. Pam?
All right, Dick, busy halftime here. Kurt Warner has a broken finger. The middle finger on his right hand is broken. He is done for today. Trent Green will get the start. Back to you.
Another stunner, Pam. So Kurt Warner hurt on this play, perhaps.
Right there, and you can see he holds his hand immediately. He knew it. That's his left hand. And they're looking at the left hand, but you saw as he ran out that he was holding his right, and his tape in the right.
Gbac's pass, and it's caught by Derrick Alexander in a first down to midfield. So the replay showed he was flexing the left hand. They were working on the left hand. Lo and behold, a broken finger on the right hand, and then you see Warner encouraging Trent Green over there.
Meanwhile, they better forget about Kurt Warner with Trent Green and get this defense on the other side, because like Chris Collinsworth said, and we know that Gunther Cunningham was, of course, listening to the halftime show, as most NFL coaches do, and he's taken his advice, and he's coming out throwing the football.
Here's a plug.
It's just the truth.
First down, Grbac looking one way, fires up the middle, another completion to Derrick Alexander, and absolutely right, as Gunther Cunningham told Pam, they're not going to hold back in a 20-yard pass to the 30, and another first down.
Well, he wanted to go out to the right, and he was able to sit back there and decide, no, I don't like that coverage. Hey, there's somebody in the middle. I'll throw it to Derrick Alexander. Why? Excellent pass protection. That means they're not getting any pressure defensively.
And remember, the Chiefs have not committed a turnover in this game. Double tight end, first down and 10, play action pass, and going deep into the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown to Derrick Alexander. What a show by Alexander on this drive. A 30-yard pass play, and we hope he's all right.
Touchdowns make you always feel a little better. I just think he just fell right on the ball. Looked like you hit him right in the solar plexus, and that hurts a little bit. But when you score on the end of falling on one, you get a little bit better. Watch him to the inside. He's going to work the inside, causing the corner to sink. Now the corner's got to get depth. As he doesn't see the receiver pull him, he's looking back inside. Now he feels that. And Todd Light just got beat by the feet.
Beat by the feet. Todd Peterson with the extra point, and it's good. And the Chiefs have now opened up a 34-14 lead. Derrick Alexander with his 5th touchdown catch. He leads the Chiefs in that department. Fine throw by Grbac.
Get your hands up. Go. Thank you, Detroit. We love you.
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by October 26th and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
Not so good.
Yeehaw.
The fact that I'm responsible for the upbringing of another human being is utterly ridiculous. How did this happen? Suddenly, I'm the one saying, don't touch the cookie on the ground. When I'm really thinking, 5-second rule. That cookie just hit the ground. That cookie is still good.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Kansas City with a leg up on this I-70 war, and Alexander with 3 catches for 65 yards on that drive, including the touchdown pass of 30 yards. And on the kickoff,
the ball was kicked before it was marked ready for play.
Yeah,
not ready for play.
What happened, Dick, was the official started to go to the wrong side, then corrected himself, and Sauerbrunn had his hands up, and he has to wait for the referee, Mike Carey, all the way down. See him down here? So he has to get here, and then the official way down here will give Sauerbrunn the signal that it's ready. Well, he never dropped his arm, and you can see him right there. He's waving it off right away.
So it's like when Joe Buck, after a 3-2 pitch is fouled, he says, do it again. And we're going to do it again.
Foul back out of play. The count is still. What does he say last night? He kept on saying, not it's still. I forget. I watched it enough. There was enough two strikes. Boy, I'll tell you, the batters last night, they were fighting the heck out of those 2-strike counts. They kept on fouling them off. How many batters did we see last night where they had 10 pitches, 8 pitches? Guess you don't know the answer.
Do it again. No. Well, we'll check our research group, which is one of the best in the NFL, Matt. So Todd Sauerbrunn will kick off again, and there is Tony Horn back deep. Horn at the goal line. Tony Horn has a running room down the sideline and upended spectacularly, but not before he gets into Kansas City territory by Todd Sauerbrunn. That was a 54-yard return by Tony Horn.
There's a flag also, Dick.
Of course. And that's going to bring it back.
And you say, of course, because it's been mistakes. That has been the name of today's game.
And the name of the Rams game today.
Yes.
During the return, holding by the return team, number 86. 10 yards, first down.
Roland Williams, so nullify a 54-yard kickoff return into Chief territory, and now they'll start from inside the 20.
Watching a 30-yard line, it's 86, Roland Williams. That's not him there. Let me see.
Trent Green now quarterback for St. Louis.
Watch the hurdle down the end.
So instead of a first down at the 48-yard line of Kansas City, they'll be at their own 13-yard line. And Ryan Tucker, who went into the locker room with an injury, back in at right tackle, number 50 for the Rams. First down, and here is Marshall Faulk. Gets by one defender. And Faulk churning forward has a first down to the 25. And as we mentioned, Trent Green, the quarterback, Kurt Warner now wearing the headsets on the sidelines.
Well, there won't be much panic for Trent Green. They brought him in a year ago to run this offense. Mike Martz is very familiar with him, very comfortable with him. More importantly, the players are just as familiar and comfortable with him. Kurt Warner has been having a phenomenal 2 seasons and a phenomenal year again. But again, there's a capable backup, so you stay with him.
Magical year for Warner, but Green, the former Redskin, in there now. First down, and Green's pass is caught by the tight end Roland Williams. And just to bring you up to date on the injury to Kurt Warner, it is the pinky finger of his right hand that was broken and sidelined him for the rest of the game. And there you see it bandaged.
I remember playing with a guy in Ronnie Lott who smashed his pinky finger and getting ready to go into the playoffs and just said, you know what, I don't need it, cut it off. And he did that. But I don't think that will be quite the way and route that Kurt Warner would go.
I don't think so. Second down and 7 on the delay. Faulk gets hit once and now dropped after a short gain. Good pressure by Dan Williams on that play. Tom Newton has a sprained ankle, the left guard, number 61, who had come out of the game. Andy McCullum now is playing left guard, and Cameron Spikes. So this is really a shuffled offensive line, and it was when we started, even more so since the start of the game. 3rd and 8. And Green on the fade pattern. Flag is down. Torry Holt.
There's a penalty,
the intended receiver, and two flags are down.
So he ran out of flags, and then there was a defenseless player, and he threw his hat. Now, normally when a hat's off, it's because the guy went out of bounds. But the flag came down for the interference first, and then the hit came, and then out came the hat.
Already threw one flag. It's all you get. So you got to come up with something else.
I lobbied for more.
It is against the Chiefs. And a first down coming up for the Rams.
Well, it'll get tacked on top of it. You're going to watch it working outside of William Barty. That's Torry Holt. He's just going to use his speed down the sideline. Okay, now they're going to call that arm, and then that second hit right there by Wesley, 25, when he comes in, they will call this because he's in a defenseless position, and he led with his head. Now there are 7 officials out there, and there's also Marshall Faulk, who knows everything. Marshall Faulk's one of the smartest players I've ever seen been around, and he let Wesley know exactly what was wrong.
Pass interference, number 25, is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, head-to-head contact is accepted. 15 yards, automatic. Personal.
So there is Greg Wesley, who is a rookie, and William Barty, another rookie, was in on the original coverage.
They have confidence in both these rookies. Now, let me just tell you this from Wesley's standpoint. There are going to be people sitting at home saying, oh, this is horrible. But as a defender, and they're going to say, oh, no, he led with his head. You don't know that. As a defender, you are zeroed in on that player. And that's a hard play to pull off of. Ever since you were a kid, you're taught to smack them that way. And so it's a tough call. It's the right call, but it's tough for the defender.
I know what you're saying. How do you pull the string when you're taught to go at it?
Ever since you start the game, from the very first steps you take playing football, you're taught to be aggressive.
Rams with a first down on their 42-yard line. 10 penalties in the game. And Trent Green trying to go to the outside to Holt, incomplete.
I like this by Gunther Cunningham and Kurt Schottenheimer, because now you have the new quarterback in, and now we don't really know how Trent Green will fare in this scheme. And we understand that, now I'm talking defensively, your thought would be we understand that he understands it and he can get rid of the ball fast, but it's completely different when you let the dogs out and you start whacking them.
Trent Green seeing action in one game, the San Diego game, mopping up. He came in late in the 3rd quarter, but he has not seen game action in a long while. 2nd and 10, and here's Green's pass, and it's caught by Oz Hakeem, And a fumble on the play, but the Rams maintain possession on the 40-yard line. Torry Holt recovered the fumble after Hakeem coughed it up, and the Chief is shaken up back at the 40-yard line.
It's Eric Hicks, and he's in quite a bit of pain.
Eric Hicks has been the best performer on the defensive line with 7 sacks leading the team.
Oh boy, Marshall Faulk got banged, and he ping-ponged right into Eric Hicks' right knee.
And we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Sweetie! Come with me. Watch this. Woo!
That's my chalupa.
That's my chalupa.
That's my chalupa.
That's my chalupa.
Everybody's got their chalupa. Some hunger for the Baja with zesty pepper jack sauce and fiesta salsa. Others crave the bold Southwest flavor of the Santa Fe. What's your chalupa?
Dude, you got a really good voice.
Drink Pepsi at Taco Bell. Go online. Get stuff.
Air McNair. Flash. The fridge.
My favorite nickname would probably be
Prime Time. Neon Dion.
That's like #1 in your head.
There's only one nickname I can even think of, and that's Sweetness.
The termites. Eating up the field, man.
You got the A train.
The bus.
Of course, I don't know his real name. I just know him by the bus.
The rocket and the missile.
I like the Freak.
The Freak.
That is the greatest nickname ever. Lorenzo Neal. They call him Low Daddy.
I like all those names.
You gotta have game to get the name.
This fall, John Goodman is a normal guy with one little twist.
I'm a big girl.
It's all my fault.
Oh, Mom, it's not all your fault. It's Daddy's fault.
Normal, Ohio premieres Wednesday, November 1st at 8:30 on Fox.
Back here at Arrowhead Stadium, and Eric Hicks still down, working on what appears to be his right knee and silencing the crowd. It's been a big party for the Kansas City fans, draped in red today. Gunther Cunningham had gone onto the field, at Chester McLaughlin as well, to see how Hicks was doing.
Eric Hicks has been playing very well, and not only this game. I mean, he's been having a very good season, and his graph is going up. I like to see when Gunther Cunningham is out to see him. Gunther Cunningham is, you know, you've heard of throwback players. He's a throwback coach, because he loves the game as much as any coach or player I've been around, and he coaches with passion. And the thing for all of you coaches who are out there who may be listening, the best part of Gunther Cunningham is he will let you know exactly where you stand. There's no guessing. There's no gray area. You're doing well, you're not doing well. Pick your game up, keep it going. One of those, no gray area.
I would think that the consistency and the honesty of a coach like that is what every player's dream.
It's what every good coach has.
Hicks being helped off the field, so a blow to the Kansas City Chiefs defense.
You know, Dick, I need to have a talk to Guy about the knee, because he did not make that knee for this game.
Steve Martin, the former Philadelphia Eagle, has gone in to replace Hicks. Can play tackle or end, so
they have him at tackle now on the inside.
And John Browning will play defensive end number 93. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Flag is down, and Green's pass complete, but it's a moot point. Another penalty, and this one appears to be against the Rams again.
Jerome Woods was so confident of that call, he just stopped playing, walked to the official and pointed.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5 yards, still first down.
And that's Andy McCullum, who is now playing left guard, started the game at right guard, and last week played center for the Rams. So his head's got to be spinning.
Oh, well, you know, the best thing about a guy like that is the versatility and they're fortunate. Every team needs that type player who can play multiple positions just for this kind of situation.
34-14, the Chiefs lead. 1st and 15. And here's Marshall Faulk trying to go outside and now cuts upfield. And the Faulk gets good yardage, still 5 yards shy of the first down. Dwayne Clemens brings him down.
That's a good job of picking. They brought the safety to that side. They brought the safety, so you're running right into the extra man. And so he's got to be accounted to by somebody. And that somebody is Robert Holcomb here, number 25. Watch. Here he comes sneaking up inside. Now watch him. Bang. Nice job there. Nice job outside. Holcomb's block on Browning, defensive end, allows him to pick that thing back up inside. Well done.
2nd and 6 for the Rams. Watching the play clock on the lower left. And Green hands off to Faulk. Driving toward the sticks, but short by about a yard. That'll bring up 3rd and short for St. Louis.
Dick, to go back now to what Pam Oliver was talking to Torry Holt about at the halftime. And that was this: can you stay patient? And the answer clearly is yes. They're down by 20 at the 9-minute mark in the 3rd quarter, but they're patiently driving the field. Remember earlier, they had a 14-play drive that resulted in 6 points. They're looking for the same thing here.
It was their longest drive, as you see Hicks out with a sprained right knee, will not return. 3rd down and 2 for the Rams. Play action. Trent Green has a wide open receiver, and it's Roland Williams, the tight end. He'll go in for the touchdown.
Well executed. And the whole key, Marshall Faulk up front. Marshall Faulk has the key block that gives the time. Watch him back here at 28. He has the defensive end on Browning right there. He takes over Browning, cuts him down, and then this is what happens as a result. The tight end gets behind on the backside. There's no coverage. Holcomb draws the coverage underneath as he came into the flat on a shoot, and it's 6 quick.
31-yard pass play, and now the Rams inch closer. Pete Stoyanovich on for the extra point. And the kick is good. So you never lose the Rams as you look at Trent Green throwing his 2nd touchdown pass of the year to Roland Williams, who is open his 2nd catch, and it's 34-21 KC.
Imagine a world where coffee breaks last all day. And where your cup is always full.
Thank you.
It's where the coffee world meets the cyber world, and you can be there with the new smart Visa cards with remarkable chip technology. And at the Web Shack Cafe in London, you can buy your coffee with Visa, but not American Express, not even Blue. Learn more at visa.com.
Your business started out with one location. You kept adding more sites to keep pace with growing demand. Now you're opening up a new kind of site, one that everyone can go to. Business is better than ever. Discover all that's possible on the internet. Cisco Systems, empowering the internet generation.
David E. Kelly has created some of television's most acclaimed shows. Fox tomorrow, he's at it again.
I had a crush. Not a crush, Miss Davis. I'm in love with you. Could I just put my head on your shoulder?
USA Today calls Boston Public the Monday show to watch.
I feel so clueless as to how to do this job.
Just follow the teacher's manual. I do.
Hey, freeze!
Kidding.
Boston Public. Then, are you ready?
May you never find a man.
For an all-new season
Elaine, no, bad girl.
of Ally McBeal.
I want it hot.
Can you handle me hot?
Robert Downey Jr. joins the cast.
I should have knocked.
It all starts tomorrow at 8/7 Central on the new Fox Monday.
Trent Green getting a lot of encouragement from the injured Kurt Warner, leading the Rams on the drive as Pete Stoyanovich kicks off. It is a short kick. Dante Hall, and now it's taken by the up man, Marcus Spears. Spears has been involved today, hasn't he?
That one he catches. The touchdown he drops. That is why linemen are not required to handle the ball.
He's gotten in the way, hasn't he?
I want you to watch this, okay? They're going to go play action. You're going to draw everything up inside. Holcomb is going to go to the flat and continue to draw this coverage. When that happens, the tight end comes clean. All of it, however, is set up because of one thing. Marshall Faulk and Trent Green knew immediately, and so he thanked him immediately.
From the 31, pass caught by Sylvester Morris. Question here, Matt. You know you're going against a Ram team that has prolific offense.
Right.
They can come from behind. But what about the problems the Ram defenses have?
That's a great question, Dick, and that's what everybody's been talking about. Basically, are they good enough defensively to get them out of a situation like this? Right now, this Kansas City offense has been driving the ball seemingly at will. They do not have a pass rush. They need to blitz to pass rush. That falls on the shoulders of Kevin Carter and Grant Wistrom on the outside.
2nd down and 3. Here is Kimble Anders. And Anders taking over at running back after the running back by committee plan didn't really work well. Gets about a yard.
Now, Dick, Monday, Bud Carson will be back with the Ram organization as a consultant. And one of his jobs, beside working with Peter Junda, Peter knows the defense inside and out. But Bud Carson is a motivator, and he's an old school motivator, and he will call you out. If you don't perform, he will let you know in no uncertain terms.
3rd down and 1. Frank Moreau in at running back, and it's play action. Grbac has a lot of time, and the pass is caught by Tony Gonzalez. He gets up, but blown dead, but not before he gets a 1st down in Ram territory. Right now, for a game break, let's check in with James Brown. JB, what do we got?
Dick and Matt, and enthusiastic Ricky Williams. Take a look at how energetically he's running here. This is a 26-yard run and leap to pay dirt. 107 yards in a day, his 5th 100-yard rushing day of the season. Saints on top by 1 in the 3rd. Dick and Matt.
Let me tell you what happened with Ricky Williams. A few years ago, the Ditka Hole situation when he traded the draft, what that did was allow them to have money to be able to go get players. So that trade is now helping Ricky Williams.
1st down, pressure on Grbac. Grbac will run out of bounds. And just want to tell you, in the Rams secondary, Dre Bly has replaced Todd Light at cornerback. Tony Gonzalez now has passed Fred Arbanis with the most receptions by a Chiefs tight end, and he'll get a lot more before he hangs them up.
Yeah, all that tells you is for 2 things. Gonzalez has a lot to go, and they didn't really throw to the tight end very much.
I knew you were going to say that. Go see Hank Stram.
What a great player Fred Arbanis was. Great play.
Hank wants to see it.
The hammer.
2nd and 9, and Gerbac's pass knocked down in the secondary by Dre Bly, who came into play for Light, the 2nd-year defensive back from North Carolina. Morris was the intended receiver.
Well, one thing with Tony Gonzalez, when you know he's part of that offense, you have to do everything you can to keep him at the line of scrimmage. And that time, Mike Jones is doing a pretty darn good job of kind of latching on him. And of course, here's the throw on that on this pass play that Dre Bly was able to break up. Good recovery by Bly.
3rd down and 9, 2 tight ends to protect Grbac, and he's sacked. And Leonard Little came from behind, and that is the first time today that the Rams have gotten to Elvis Grbac and will force them to kick from their own territory.
Nicely done. Leonard Little is able to get there, and you can see they're bringing 5, and he just beat John Tate. Now, it's not because Tate didn't give him time. There was time to throw. That was coverage down the field, and then Little was able to get that thing and wax it.
4th down, and Todd Sauerbrunn, who has also made a few tackles on returns today, will be kicking. Zahir Hakeem with a fair catch at the 18-yard line. So under 6 minutes to go, always enough time for the Rams to come back.
Where do you find inspiration? sometimes where you least expect it. With technology that takes you beyond old boundaries to something more inspiring. Like the compact ProLiant server. With a 1.75-inch profile that fits everywhere, you can have your next big idea anywhere. Welcome to the new IT, inspiration technology from Compaq.
At Gene Enterprises, we've harnessed the power of the human gene so you can say goodbye to your allergies forever with new Nozula. Nozula may cause the following symptoms: itchy rashes, full body hair loss, projectile vomiting, gigantic eyeball, the condition known as hot dog fingers, children born with the head of a golden retriever, seeing the dead, bone liquefaction, possession by the Prince of Darkness, tail growth, elderly pregnancy, back.
E-Trade. It's your money.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Taco Bell. By Compaq. Welcome to the new IT, inspiration technology from Compaq. And by E-Trade. It's your money.
And the Rams starting from the 19, and the Chiefs hope that the buck stops here as far as the Rams offense is concerned. The handoff to Marshall Faulk, and there's Marshall Faulk with his most spectacular run of the day, and he brings it out to the 36-yard line. James Hasty brings him down, a gain of 17.
James Hasty was slowing it up, as was Marshall Faulk, but a nice job by the receivers, the three of them. On the outside, look at this, right here and right here. And they create this seam, which he does a nice job of getting into. That was Ryan Tucker who pulled from the inside and came outside. And Marshall Faulk just has that Barry Sanders thing going.
The magic that you can't describe. Got 71 yards rushing right now, and the Rams with a first down on the 36. Trent Green in relief of Kurt Warner, and dumps it off to Robert Holcomb. And Holcomb picking up about 7 yards, where Lou Bush makes the tackle.
I would have to think, as I'm watching this, there again, nice protection by the Ram offensive line. But you know, like Howie Long was talking about, that one side, they're all beat up. And so I think you have to give a little pressure there. Now, the key is you still have those receivers who are healthy, and Trent Green is no slouch. So you have to, again, pick your poison. Do we test that offensive line at the risk of letting somebody come free?
And Justin Watson giving Marshall Faulk a breather for the first time today in the backfield. And Watson goes in motion on 2nd and 3. The handoff to Holcomb, the fullback. He gets about a yard, bringing up 3rd down and short. So Kurt Warner injured toward the end of the first half. This was the play.
Watch the play. Now, in my own opinion, and I would have to ask Kurt later, but it appears to me he tried to pull out, and I'll be willing to bet that his finger was broken on the snap. He pulled out a little soon, and the ball came up, and it may have just caught that pinky and broken it.
Out for the rest of the game, Trent Green trying to bring the Rams back. They were down by as many as 20 points. Faulk is back in. 3rd and 2. Spreading out the offense, and the slant complete to Isaac Bruce, and a first down inside the Chief 45. Barty on the tackle.
That is the perfect example of what I was just speaking about. They did bring the blitz off that corner where that offensive line is struggling, and he did come clean. You're going to watch it. They're going to come right outside, but they sent them hot, and so that means on the outside you're going to be singled up, and it's Isaac Bruce on William Barty, a rookie, and you like your chances. Well done by the quarterback.
Now Faulk gets another breather out of the game. Bruce now with 4 catches for 70 yards. And here is Trent Green stepping up from trouble, and it's intercepted by Greg Wesley. And the rookie strong safety with the interception, and the 4th turnover by the Rams today brings it back 28 yards to snuff out that threat.
This is a great illustration, as you see him up there, of what discipline in defense is all about. And the rookie is well coached. And he hung to the backside and just did exactly what he had to do, and that's just sit and let everything come to him.
The first NFL interception by Wesley, and we'll be right back.
They both worked their way up the ladder. Same executive perks, same six-figure salaries. So why does one look forward to early retirement, while the other looks forward to the 15th and the 31st? Some people already know our financial representatives excel at a lot more than life insurance. Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
Sit down and listen to your inner voice.
My inner voice says honor my inner child.
Mine says love everyone.
My inner voice says I like a Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. David, you need to go deeper. Oh, okay. With Biggie fries and a drink?
Wait, my voice is saying that too.
So's mine.
When you're hungry, Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce is like a voice that can't be denied. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Boy, talk about inner peace.
54-yard field goal. 5 seconds left. Their season all comes down to this. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It's got the distance. It's good. It's good. It's all over.
Philips digital recorder with TiVo, pauses live TV, and a lot more.
The Who, one night only.
How you doing out there?
It's a little chilly.
Get ready to rock.
Daddy's in the Who.
The Simpsons season premiere with The Who in 2 weeks on Fox.
Chiefs following the interception, and Ram quarterbacks have thrown 3 of them today. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Kansas City. Elvis Grbac trying to engineer the victory, and this pass was intended for Derrick Alexander.
I want to show you what discipline is about when you're playing this deep cover 2. 1, 2, it's half the field. You must stay deep. Depth is the key. You want everything to happen in front of you. Wesley plays it beautifully. They come back to the inside. He has the read. Trent Green never sees him, and he makes the pick. That all comes down to good coaching, and his coach is Willie Shaw, the former defensive coordinator of the Raiders, who's really done an outstanding job with his young players.
2nd down and 10 from the 48, stepping up and caught by Gonzalez, and a flag is down. Gonzalez seemingly got knocked down, got up, made the catch, gets to the 22-yard line, but there's a penalty.
Well, the penalty is on Devin Bush. It's going to be disregarded. Devin Bush hit him, and again, like you mentioned, seemingly knocked down, but he just kind of threw him to the side and kept on coming. This is a mismatch of what I was speaking about earlier. You have to get a jam on him, which he tries to be physical with him, but he's too good. He's too good of a player, and his skill level is too high to be covered by a safety. You almost have to bracket him.
25-yard pickup. Gonzalez now with 4 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. And the Chiefs with a 1st and 10 at the 22. They forgot to pick up the flag.
Handkerchief. This is the best the Chiefs offense has looked all season consistently. As Chris Collinsworth was talking about, they've not relented in terms of throwing the football. And part of that is because the Rams defense isn't very good.
Anders goes in motion to the right. Grbac stepping up, going to the end zone, and it's just over the shoulder of Sylvester Morris, and Dre Bly covering him on the play. Want to remind you, the 2nd half of the Fox NFL doubleheader coming up next. The Redskins go against the slumping Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming up next, and the viewers here in the Kansas City area will be able to see Redskins against Jacksonville. How about the defense of Washington this year?
Well, Ray Rhodes they brought in as the former head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles and also of the Green Bay Packers. But, you know, he has the benefit of having some players. Bruce Smith, Deion Sanders, LeVar Arrington, a guy they brought in.
That pass well overthrown. Alexander covered by Bly. And that'll be 3rd down. Last year, the defense was the Achilles heel of the Redskins.
They just weren't very good, but he's brought over a new air of confidence, and they're playing extremely well. They're playing like this man, Marshall Faulk, was playing earlier, but he was out at the end.
Yeah, he's hurt. He has a bruised left shoulder, and the report is that he could get back, and you see him flexing that shoulder. Those are his numbers today.
See what they do? Every player does the same thing. You get hurt, then you test it all the time. That's what he's doing. He's testing to see exactly where he stands. If there's any way to get back, he'll be back.
2:14 to go, and now the Chiefs will call a timeout. We have a 3rd down and 10 coming up at the 22-yard line, and Kansas City uses its first timeout of the second half. They have led all the way. We're up 20-0 at halftime. 27-14 after 3, and the Rams have turned it over 4 times today, and the Chiefs have kept the Rams at arm's length.
Let's take a look at Marshall Faulk. When he did hurt that shoulder, he was on this run, and again, he has that ability to get down, but he just took a hit on it, just an awkward hit. Usually what he does is he lowers his pad level, as we documented earlier in the game.
Mike Mart saying, you know, we lost Kurt Warner, we could go with Trent Green, but the one guy we can never lose is that man there. So following the timeout, 3rd and 10 at the 22. 4 wide receivers line up for Elvis Grbac. Grbac will swing it out to Tony Richardson, and Richardson diving forward has the first down and more as he charges head first into the Ram defense. Todd Light missed him at first, and it'll be 1st and goal coming up after the 16-yard gain.
That's a well-conceived play, and everyone does their job. They line up wide to the left, and they just clear that whole area out. And they draw all the defenders that way. Then they just put Richardson in that flat, and you're betting that he's going to be able to handle a one-on-one tackler, which he does. Watch him. He's going to take him and just run right through Todd Light.
Well, remember when it was a grinded-out offense that Kansas City had? No longer. Kimble Anders, touchdown. Boy, they've opened up this attack in Kansas City, capped by Kimble Anders, 6-yard touchdown run. And now the Chiefs will go for 2, up 40-21.
Good play. Kimble Anders just follows the block just around the left side, and it's a matter of the Chiefs are using what they do best. Will Shields is excellent on the corner. They just pulled him right around, and heck, he could walk in.
The 2-point conversion. Kansas City 0 for 1 thus far this season. Frank Moreau goes in motion, and Grbac can't find anyone, flips it into the end zone, and it doesn't go. So the conversion fails. Alexander trying to dive after it, and the score remains 40-21. But for Kansas City, they have taken advantage 3 times on 4 Ram turnovers to open up a 40-21 bowl.
There's nothing like the look of the survivor. You look into their eyes, you can't help but be overwhelmed.
These people are the true warriors. I mean, they're out there struggling with life and death.
But yet, if we could come out there and just give a helping hand and let me add an extra year or so.
If I can do that, then this whole trip is worthwhile.
Log on to NFL.com on Tuesday, October 24th, and click NFL for Her. The NFL will donate $5 for every page view up to $50,000 to the Komen Foundation. Log on to make a difference.
Well, there'll still be questions about the Rams defense. They've given up 40 right now, but the offense with 4 turnovers today. But you've got to admire what Kansas City has done, Matt. They have not made a mistake. No turnovers. Only 1 time has Grbac been sacked today. An error-free game virtually for Kansas City.
Really, yeah, when you look at it, the only real penalty was the penalty on the 3rd down by Eric Hicks. Other than that, they have not beaten themselves.
Chiefs looking to go 4-3, and Gunther Cunningham knows that 5 of the next 6 games will be on the road. So a critical game here at home today. And right now the Chiefs in command. Kickoff by Sauerbrunn. Here's Tony Horn. Horn trying to get around the corner, and does. Another terrific return by Tony Horn, 61 yards.
Dick, you know, one of the big keys, Tony Horn is exceptional at doing this, but one of the biggest keys is London Fletcher. Watch number 59. See, he's just following. He's just going to follow him. He passes up Dennis, gets to the 2nd level, keeps pushing it, and gives him that lane to get through. London Fletcher can run. London Fletcher, he runs like he's receiving, like he's running the ball as well. And then Horn just trusts his eyes. This is the kicker sour punt. You know, when you have a chance, you know, always abuse the kicker.
Well, good news for the Rams. Marshall Faulk is back in there. And the play fake by Green and the pass incomplete to a wide open Roland Williams downfield.
Well, that's just another example of beating yourself, Dick. You know, I'm watching this thing, and the one thing that this Kansas City defense has done very well is they've stayed very disciplined in their defense. And even here, now they had a hole, and it was exploited, but Roland Williams wasn't able to hold on to it. But now you're down to the last minute of the third quarter in this game, and Kansas City defensively has played extremely good zone defense.
Green's numbers, he has played the entire third quarter, and Trent Green back to throw, and here's Hakeem underneath at the 30 with a little running magic, gets the first down. Terrific play by Oz Hakeem. I think Oz Hakeem is, in a few years, everybody will say, well, you remember, yeah, what do you expect? They had Oz Hakeem. He'll be one of the guys because he's got fantastic speed, but what he does very well is once he gets the ball, he wastes zero time in getting up the field. Grew up in Los Angeles as a Chicago Bear fan. He loves sweetness. Walter Payton and the rest of the Bears, even though he's from the West Coast.
Well, he can spot a good player when he sees it, that's for sure.
First and 10 at the 21 for the Rams. They pick up the pressure pretty well, and the pass caught for the touchdown by Isaac Bruce. You can never breathe easy against this Ram team.
And Dick, again, what we said earlier, you have to take your choice. On the sideline, Kurt Schottenheimer rolled the bones a little bit. He came with pressure, and when you do that, you're opening yourself up down the field. This is the second example of we've seen that they've taken a chance, and they come with a blitz inside. That gives you man coverage outside. Isaac Bruce just turns the rookie's hips around, and once they're turned, you're beat.
6th touchdown catch for Isaac Bruce, who leads the Rams in that department. And now Pete Stoyanovich is on for the extra point. 18 seconds remain in the third quarter.
Just letting them hang around just enough.
They're not getting the key stops, which that would have been. The extra point is good, and it was started by Horn's kickoff return and finished by Isaac Bruce's touchdown catch, and it's a 40-28 game.
Someone's got to go over and find out the Bucs game plan.
Quiet, lay it on the line.
Hey, why am I always the guy who has to go out?
Don't miss the wildest hour of pregame coverage in the business, featuring Julian Barbery's forecast and Jimmy Kimmel's upset special on America's most animated pregame show. Don't miss the Fox NFL Sunday pregame show next week.
There's Isaac Bruce, who caught the 22-yarder from Trent Green. Green's second touchdown pass here in the third quarter. 3 plays, 34 yards. So the Rams, who had a long drive earlier in the game, show, as they have so often, they could do it in a hurry as well. And Tony Horn's 66-yard kickoff return was the spark plug.
So the Rams have to make up 2 touchdowns in 15 minutes of play. Certainly they're capable offensively, but defensively, that's where they have to be able to stand the test, because the Chiefs offensively have not relented. As Chris Collinsworth told us at halftime, Gunther Cunningham had to keep the heat on, and he has done that.
Elvis Grbac getting set to go to work. The wind blew the ball off the tee, so Pete Stoyanovich adjusts it. Grbac really has emerged. It's taken him 4 years here in Kansas City, but he is accepted by his teammates as one of the top quarterbacks, and they're already talking Pro Bowl for Elvis Grbac.
He's a different player now than he was when we saw him a couple years ago.
No question about it. Former 49er Mike Cloud on the return. And Cloud takes it out to the 32-yard line with 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
He was tackled by James Hodgins.
You look at Super Bowl champions, most points allowed per game. The Rams, by far more than anyone else. The Raiders, 21-1.
I was on both those defenses, and we were a defensive team.
And the 40 points given up today, the most points that they have given up in any one game this year. Remember, Rams undefeated, coming in at 6-0. From the 32, first down. Gbac's pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Now they're going to start using Tony Gonzalez. I don't think they use Tony Gonzalez enough in their offense. You spread him out. Remember I mentioned earlier about he's the Marshall Faulk of their offense. Yes. He draws coverage. He's versatile. He can line up wide. He can line up inside. You can motion him. You can even put him in the backfield. And they do all those things just to create space, but also to create mismatches for your offense.
Fernando Smith making the play on Grbac. And now the penalty marker down. And we'll have a false start as Tate and Smith
before the snap. False start. Offense number 84. 5 yards. Remains second down.
So it was the wide receiver Sylvester Morris. So chalk 5 yards off against the Chiefs.
It's James Hodgins who looked like they're attending his calf there. Probably got kicked on it or something in the. Just guessing.
Probably a good guess. 2nd and 15. Pass caught by Morris and a pickup of 5 as the quarter comes to an end.
And we'll start the 4th quarter with a big 3rd down, Dick.
The end of the 3rd quarter with the score, the Chiefs 40 and the Rams 28. So don't go anywhere. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Got a little SUV and a big load? Good luck. But Dodge Durango is different. With 2 big, beefy Magnum V8s to choose from, you can pull up to 7,550 pounds, which puts Durango ahead and your boat behind you. Durango. Different. And just right. Now, incentives can save you up to $4,500 on 2000 model year Durangos.
Hi, guy. Making a savings deposit?
Yeah, why?
Because I can help you save even more. The choice is yours on Camrys and Solaris this month, and the savings are huge. 500 customer cash or financing as low as 2.9% for 2 years. Your choice. Either way, you've got to get to your Toyota dealer now. So, what do you think?
Great deal.
Bank on it. Next.
In independent testing by AMCI against the leading minivans, the new Chrysler Town & Country was judged the best minivan ever. Introducing the next generation Chrysler Town & Country, redesigned and re-engineered. In fact, it's the best ever. For more information, call 1-877-PROVE-IT.
The best time for news, 10 o'clock.
The 10 o'clock news on Fox Rochester.
The Chiefs lead the Rams as we start the 4th quarter, 40-28. Kurt Warner suffering a fracture of the pinky finger of his throwing hand, out with a broken finger toward the end of the half. Trent Green's been in there. Isaac Bruce with a big day and a touchdown catch moments ago. Elvis Grbac, yet to make a mistake, has been impressive at quarterback for Kansas City. But the story, 4 turnovers by the Rams, and the Chiefs have capitalized on 3 of them. We start the 4th, 3rd down and 6. Matt mentioned big 3rd down play to start the quarter. Grbac gets hit, and the pass is ruled now incomplete.
And Grbac is down. Keep in mind the rule concerning that. As long as the arm has any kind of motion going forward, it will be ruled an incomplete pass.
And the officials waited a bit till they were sure, but Grbac is hurt, and DeMarco Farr.
And Leonard Little was right there also. Right? his arm starts to come forward, and Leonard Little hits it. And then DeMarco Farr and Little beat at the quarterback. Watch the motion of the arm. Starts to come forward, so that will be an incomplete pass. Good call. But he got waxed, and he's down.
Now the backup quarterback for the Chiefs is Warren Moon, the ageless signal caller. And they get him ready, and they are. Injury timeout. We'll be back.
This new car was going to be different from anything Saturn ever built. It was going to be bigger, more powerful, more luxurious, more everything. And while creating an entirely separate plant may not have been absolutely necessary, it was the right thing to do. Welcome to the factory, the Saturn L Series built.
Running our own e-business suite, Oracle saved $1 billion in 1 year. How much will you save? Oracle. Software powers the internet.
Recalls, wait lists, apologies. How about tires? Pep Boys has quality truck tires from $69.99 in stock 7 days a week. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
There's a little town where people work just once a week. And all the locals know your name.
Hey, Steve. Junior. The usual? You know it.
This town's called NFL.com, and you can be there with the new Smart Visa cards with remarkable chip technology. Because with Visa, you can buy anything from NFL.com, where they don't take American Express, not even Blue.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Saturn, now with two distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series. By Philips, technology that's making life better all the time. By Oracle, software powers the internet. And by Pep Boys, cars like us, people love us.
Now there's Elvis Grbac on the sideline, but Mike Carey is looking into the monitor because the Rams have challenged, stating that the play should be a fumble and not an incomplete pass.
Watch his body. The body motion starts going forward, but Leonard Little hits the arm before the arm came forward. And that's why we have instant replay. I mean, to my eye, watching the play, it looked like the ball came forward.
Here's the call coming up from Mike Carey.
I think it's going to be the Ram ball.
After reviewing the play, it was a fumble and not a pass. The ball is knocked out of his hand. Still forced down on the 32-yard line.
You're absolutely right.
Forced down on the 32-yard line.
So that's a loose ball and a fumble, not an incomplete pass. And who recovered the ball but the Rams right there. And so that becomes Ram ball. It is not fourth down.
At the spot where it hit the ground, fourth down.
Hold on a second.
No, he went both ways with that call.
Where it hit the ground, it was recovered
by the Rams.
Yes. No, they are, unless I'm misunderstanding this, if it's an incomplete pass, that's one thing.
He said fumble, fourth down. It couldn't be a fumble.
Well, it could be, and here's one way. If it's fumbled and the whistle is blown before that happens, both teams have to have the right to the ball. And if they don't, and they make the call prior to that, and that's probably what it'll be, then they'll give it fourth down to that spot.
Maybe a further explanation was needed there.
Well, what happens then is, by not understanding that rule, it's a wasted challenge.
So Todd Sauerbrunn will kick on fourth down, and Oz Hakeem back deep. And not a good kick by Sauerbrunn, and the ball bounces. Hakeem will let it go, and it's down at the 32-yard line. And now we have Tony Horn going at it with Barty and Grbac going to the locker room. Let's check in with Pam now. Pam Oliver.
All right, Dick, what they're thinking is that he has suffered a right elbow contusion. They have taken him into the locker room to get further information. We'll get back with you when we know more. Back to you.
Pam, it's been a busy day for you, no question about it, with both quarterbacks being injured. There's Warren Moon, who will be 45 years old on November the 18th. And he is warming up and will undoubtedly come in next time the Chiefs have the ball.
And here comes that Red Sea. Let's see if Trent Green can part it.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hakeem in motion to the right, and they go to Hakeem. Hasty gets a hand on him, and down he goes after a gain of about 3.
You ever notice, maybe you don't know Oz Hakeem, Oz Hakeem always has a smile on his face.
He does.
We sat and spoke with him yesterday. He's got a great personality. He knows who he is. He has a chance to be, he could take it to another level, and he can really be special. But he's always got a smile on his face.
A lot of pro scouts missed on him early in the early rounds.
They were afraid of him, and they didn't have to be.
Elvis Grbac, as Pam reported, the contusion of the right elbow, questionable as to his return. 2nd down and 8 for Trent Green. Almost flushed out of the pocket, gets hit as he lets go of it, and pressure that time by Dwayne Clemens.
That's big. That's real good, because now what they've done is they've been able to disrupt the timing of this offense a little bit. Now watch Dwayne Clemens working inside. It's just power. That's all it is. They came with a TE stunt, tackle first and second, come back inside, just drop your pad level and run right through it.
Early here in the 4th quarter, and the question is, can the Rams come back? They have never led and win this one. Here is Trent Green, 3rd down.
Nobody back here, Dick. Remember last time they blitzed it. This time they don't.
And Green gets away from pressure and finally dumps it off on the right, and now out of bounds was Torry Holt, so it'll go as an incomplete pass. And 4th down coming up, and the Rams will punt.
That's a mistake by Torry Holt. 2 reasons. First of all, he was out of bounds, which you can't do, but prior to that, he needed to know where that 1st down marker was to get beyond that. He failed on both counts because there was time. He bought it, didn't know where it was. It would have been a moot point anyway.
John Baker will kick. And here's Dante Hall. Chiefs rookie is hit at the 20-yard line. And Tony Horn making the tackle. We'll be right back.
Caldo, calduccio, caldissimo. Aspetta,
Wouldn't it be great if you could buy anything, anywhere, with your cell phone? Wireless e-business, coming from IBM.
We didn't have to offer side impact airbags on all our new cars. We didn't have to make those airbags the kind that are designed to help protect your head, just like the ones that come in Mercedes and Volvo. We didn't have to. That said, we did.
South to south pit, stroke, check, check.
The new case is a manhunt.
They're not going to find Mulder this way. You know that, and I know that.
The new agent is a mystery.
How far would Mulder go?
How far would he go for what?
The truth.
The new X-File is Mulder. The X-Files season premiere 2 weeks from tonight on Fox.
Green flag, green, green.
Trent Green filling in for the injured Kurt Warner, and now Warren Moon will take over at quarterback for Elvis Grbac. Suffered a contusion of his right elbow, questionable. Moon is going to be 45, as we said, next month. Last time he appeared in a game, November of last year against the Indianapolis Colts. And the first play is a handoff to Kimble Anders and a gain of 2.
Dick, I want you to listen to this play. They said it was contact down by whistle on the Grbac fumble. Let's listen. No whistle. Okay, so now what happens is, if they're ruling that it was an incomplete pass, then it was over. But now because they're saying it was a whistle, which of course we didn't hear, but if they say it was a whistle, you have to give both teams the chance to jump on that ball. And so personally, I think it's one of those calls that just helps them.
Once you hear the whistle, down by contact, same thing. Can't even review it. Here's Warren Moon getting some pressure, and he completes his first pass to Kevin Lockett. And Lockett, who very quietly has made some big plays for the Chiefs as a receiver, gets 31 yards into Ram territory at the 44.
Lockett does a nice job of getting on the top side, but underneath Dexter McCleon, he never got his depth. They were right between the two. Dre Bly did get depth and kept it in front of him. Dexter McCleon held it a little bit up underneath, and they got between those two levels, and Warren moved to a perfect ball.
Lockett in for Sylvester Morris, who was shaken up. First down for the Chiefs on the 44 of the Rams. And here is Warren Moon going up top for his tight end, Gonzalez.
He's still there.
Let's see if he has it. What a catch by Gonzalez.
That's a fantastic job.
That is a brilliant play by the tight end, Tony Gonzalez, and he is shaken up now.
Now, keep in mind, they split him outside, so they're going to get the matchup outside again on the safety. He's just going to run right by there's coverage right there. They fight for the ball. It's a great effort.
A 38-yard pickup. Warren Moon 2 for 2 now.
It's funny, I was speaking to Warren Moon this whole weekend because it's about the only guy I know in these teams anymore. And Warren said, we don't use our tight end enough. He said, if I would be in there, I would throw the ball to Gonzalez as much as I could.
And it came back, and Devin Bush went beyond the play. Meanwhile, Sylvester Morris, as we mentioned, injured, has a bruised left shoulder, thus Kevin Lockett into the game. And they're still working on Gonzalez.
Devin Bush would like to get a little interference call, a little bit of push off, but I think they let it go. They're pretty good.
How about Warren Moon bringing this team downfield, where they'll have a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Well, we've had a flurry of injuries in this game, and Kurt Warner with a broken pinky finger, then Marshall Faulk with an injury, a bruised shoulder. He came back. And then Sylvester Morris with a bruised shoulder, and then Grbac went down with the contusion of the elbow. And it's a battle of attrition here, and now Tony Gonzalez, the tight end, who is up, and Warner can only watch and hope his defense can keep things at bay so that the offense can come back. There is Gonzalez on the sideline. Jason Dunn and Troy Drayton are the tight ends. 1st and goal at the 5. And Kimble Anders trying to push the pile, gets a yard. Well, a big day in Kansas City. The rivalry is what it is anyway between the Rams and the Chiefs. No love lost, and in the border showdown between the two, today the Rams come in with an undefeated record, and the Kansas City Chiefs with 354 passing yards, doing what the Rams normally do and leading 40-28.
367 total.
Yeah. Here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and goal. Kimble Anders, touchdown Chiefs.
Same thing, Dick. Just like the other touchdown, they take Will Shields and they pull him around, and he just follows that escort right into the end zone.
2nd touchdown for Kimble Anders from 4 yards out.
2 things have to happen. You have to seal the edge, and then you have to pick up the free defender. Both were done very well. Jason Dunn, good job. Now watch right there. See how he seals the edge? That's really good job by Will Shields on the edge.
Todd Peterson for the extra point. And the kick is good. So the Rams giving up the most points they have given up all year in what has been a poor year defensively for them. It is 47-28 Chiefs.
Policeman, fireman, the mayor of my town. The dude's hanging off of the paper truck. Mr. Chang, down at the local deli, sells me morning coffee, wishes me good luck. This is for the people in my neighborhood. They help me through the day and make me feel good. This spot's for you. And you and you and you. This spot's for you.
We are no longer the underdog. We're not a small company or a struggling upstart. We're not Davids, they're not Goliaths. You could say we've succeeded, and in doing so, we created something bigger than a car, bigger than a factory, bigger than us. And best of all, we're not done creating.
A city rips apart at the seams while the nation looks on. In Game 1, the Yankees won out in a 12-inning marathon.
Left field, base hit. Yankees win Game 1.
Now, the Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. Mets, Yankees, World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox. Where will you be when history is made?
This fall, meet the faculty.
I have a situation.
Of Boston Public.
Look at my knockers.
Premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Kimble Anders, who has run for 2 touchdowns today, and a 19-point lead for the Kansas City Chiefs. 5 plays, 77 yards, and Warren Moon, who broke into professional football back in 1978 in the Canadian League. 17 years in the NFL, leading that drive. Tony Horn returning for the Rams. And he has had several big run backs today. This one will take it out to the 37-yard line.
Dick, remember I said there's 2 things had to happen. You had to seal the edge and then block the extra defender. The extra defender is going to be Devin Bush. And I want you to watch right there, 68, Will Shields, seals the edge. And by sealing the edge, he keeps Devin Bush inside. So he took care of both things with 1 block. That's a fantastic job by Will Shields.
And for the Kansas City Chiefs, 47 points, the most points they have scored since 1985. They had scored 42 earlier in the year in beating the San Diego Chargers.
And that was a blitz on the long throw, not the one to Gonzalez, the one earlier. That he took one right on the chin. That's a little scurry strip they're putting on there because he probably split something open.
Right now, the Rams are the team taking it on a chin. First down at the 36-yard line. And the handoff to Faulk, nothing doing, and a loss of a couple.
Nicely done. Dan Williams has played well all game long. Williams has played well, as has Browning. And they were the 2 that were effective at the start, and they're effective here. So he's just blowing up the field. That's a great job. Yes. You get penetration anytime you're trying to pull, you beat it.
This has been an inspired effort on both sides of the ball from the opening kickoff for the Chiefs. 2nd and 13. And Trent Green going underneath and completing to Isaac Bruce. And short of the first down by about 4 yards. Barty on the tackle. Well, the wait is finally over. Emmy Award-winning David E. Kelly, the creator of The Practice, and Ally McBeal brings you his newest series, Boston Public, coming right at you tomorrow at 8/7 Central, followed by the season premiere of Ally McBeal on Fox.
I have been very impressed with a few things here with Kansas City, but the biggest thing has just been in their discipline and their defense. They collectively have played a fantastic disciplined game.
3rd down and 4, and Marshall Faulk doesn't get it, and it's Pat Dennis coming up from the secondary, and the rookie making the play, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the Rams obviously looking to go for it. Let's see. No, they'll punt with 9:06 to go in the 4th.
That Pat Dennis is going to be pretty darn good. William Barty, pretty darn good. And also 25, drawing a blank on him right now. And I like Greg Wesley.
3 and out has not been part of the scheme of things for the Rams this year until today. John Baker to punt. That's Dante Hall, and he'll let the kick sail over his head. And the Rams trying to keep it in play, and they apparently do so. And now they say touchback. So after the look, The Rams are complaining.
Well, they
Chris
can't,
Thomas.
but the beanbag is down on the ground. And once that goes down, you want to watch his feet and the line.
Right on the line.
Touch the line. Great effort, though.
There will be moments when the planets align. The heavens part. And the car gods smile down upon you with the beautifully clear, winding road. The mid-size L-Series performance sedan. Because it would be a shame to disappoint the car gods.
E-business solutions. Judging from the number of e-businesses going out of business, most haven't solved anything. At Dell, we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier to get results. They help us generate $15 billion a year in e-commerce alone. Now that's what we call solutions. What about you? To find out more, visit Dell.com. Yep, it's that easy.
Dell E-business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by October 26th and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
The perfect vacation becomes the adventure from hell.
I should have just given birth to chimps. Then at least I don't expect this kind of behavior.
Malcolm's season premiere in 2 weeks on Fox.
The 5-2 Redskins against the Jaguars from Jacksonville coming up after the game. The second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader. Here at Arrowhead Stadium, the Chiefs first down at the 20-yard line, leading 47-28 over the Rams, who have yet to taste defeat this year.
He's taking a big bite out of it right now.
Kimble Anders picking up about 3 yards on the play. Warren Moon, nearly 45 years of age, older than 4 franchises he has played for. And Matt, maybe when Houston comes back again in the NFL, he can go back and then finish his career. What a parlay that would be.
He's, you know, and what's lost in all that is he has played well everywhere he has been. There's not been a place where he's just been just a guy riding the pines. He has a lot to offer, not only with his arms and his feet, but also with his hands.
Second down and 8 with under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Here's Kimble Anders finding running room. It's a race. Ray Bly chasing him. And 2 Rams finally bring him down. Ray Bly and Dexter McCleon, but not before. Kimble Anders explodes, and the Chiefs with a gain of 70 yards on Anders' run.
He is going to get dogged always. See the smiles? He knows it. You want to know why? Because he started breaking up. He had nothing but green in front of him. His guys will dog him right here. Look at this. See that? He started breaking up, and he should have scored. Instead, he gets tackled. I want you to watch Dre Bly. Always thinking. See 32? Watch what he tries to do with the ball. Right there. See? And Kimble Anders knew it, so he covered it. Dre Bly was going to try to knock it out. Kimble Anders may have broken up, but he still had his wits and was able to hold on to it.
And a timeout called by the Chiefs as Gunther Cunningham talking to Kimble Anders. The longest run from scrimmage this year by the Chiefs was 18 yards before Anders rambled 70 yards and very close to putting this game away.
Dick, this offensive line I can't say enough about. They have done just a super job all game long. John Tate, 76. Blackshear, 69. Grunhard, 61. Will Shields, 68. And on the other side, number 66, their big right offensive tackle is Victor Riley. And they have played well in the run game. They have given a lot of time in terms of protection. And offensively, they were the difference in the football game today.
Victor Riley, #1 pick 2 years ago. Tate, #1 pick last year.
They just took it to this Ram defense all game long.
First and goal at the 9-yard line. Kimble Anders is back in the game. And Anders driving forward for a couple of yards.
So the Rams have met their match, and they've done it probably most notably by hurting themselves. You go back and look at all the mistakes they made, they're going to come out of this one feeling sick because they dropped some opportunities and they hurt themselves just by interceptions or fumbles or just miscues.
But the Chiefs never let the Rams get back in the game close enough so they were 1 score away.
Stayed on them all game long. Their defense played outstanding, as did this offensive line.
Here is Anders going outside, and that's one of the things that some of the clubs who have given the Rams good battles this year, like the Denver Broncos in the opening game, Seattle in week 2, and other teams could not do. They couldn't put them away in the 4th quarter. You don't often see the Rams with that kind of an expression on the sideline. Coming into this game, they had won 22 of their last 25 games, including the playoffs last year.
The other thing to keep in mind is that is one beat-up group. That's a beat-up team over there.
And a timeout, again called by the Chiefs, so that is their 3rd and final timeout.
So go back and look at the Kansas City Chiefs and see exactly where they're standing. They have a couple losses. Last week, they played a great football game. They really, that's a great win for the Raiders, but they had every opportunity to win that game. And then the Tennessee game early in the season, they really should have won that game. I think the biggest thing they're doing, though, they are getting better, and you can see as you look at these standings, Kansas City Chiefs are right in the middle of it. I think their best football is coming. And I think the best part that's happened is offensively, and they've kind of found themselves.
Cincinnati beating Denver right now, so that would be a big surprise for the Chiefs, and you're absolutely right, and they better play their best football now with 5 of the next 6 coming up on the road.
And they always play well here.
There's their schedule coming up of the next 6. They play well here, but they've lost a couple of games already here. You mentioned the Raiders last week, and the Tennessee loss in overtime by a field goal. 3rd down and goal, and the Chiefs out of timeouts. Here's Warren Moon and his toss. Touchdown pass to Troy Drayton, the former Ram.
In fact, he catches balls and he catches players. He's catching everything down there. They have, Devin Bush has had a tough game.
But for the Chiefs, for Drayton, that's a big play for him against his former team. 53 points. I mean, that's what the Rams have been doing to everybody else this season.
And it happens. That's why you dial them up and play them.
Todd Peterson with the extra point. And the kick is good. So the Kansas City Chiefs leading 54-28 with 5:27 to go. And the Rams, the victims of a shellacking, Troy Drayton, who's with the LA Rams, then Miami, and now with Kansas City with the touchdown catch.
Well, the whole thing's set up again. Nice job by the offensive line. That's a good ball by Warren Moon. Devin Bush was back there, but Troy Drayton caught the ball and then caught Lockett. There's going to be a couple more who jump on him too. Here comes another one right there. He catches them all.
Warren Moon's first touchdown pass since 1998 when he was a member of the Seattle Seahawks. The 54 points is a high watermark in the Chiefs' history. They've never scored as many points at Arrowhead Stadium as they have today, 54 points. And with honoring the old Kansas City Chiefs, Hank Stram, a lot of the great players from 30 years ago honored here. Christian Okoye getting his name on the Ring of Honor. Big day for Kansas City football. And Sauerbrunn kicking off. Tony Horn on the return for the Rams. tackled from behind, but he gets to midfield. That was Gracie Walker.
He was tackled by Gracie Walker. Well, there's no, it's not for a lack of fight in these Rams. They still have a little bit of a spunk going here. They're not going to go down without a fight at 5 minutes, which you love to see. Down by 26 points. That's four scores. That's 3 touchdowns. They give you 24 if they go for the 2.
Well, how about this? Rams giving up the most points since November of '56, when they gave up 56 against the Baltimore Colts. That was before Warren Moon was born. Little nostalgia thrown in today here in this final 5 minutes plus. From the 49-yard line, Trent Green is buried back at the 40. Dan Williams, what a game he's played today.
And John Browning, same 2 we've talked about all game long. Dan Williams started the game like a house on fire, and he's finished it. He's almost down to the ashes right now. Browning, the same thing. They've just played a tough physical game. It's not like they're beating with a lot of movement. They're just blowing off the ball.
2nd down and 18. And there's a completion to Torry Holt. Torry Holt with the catch, and he gets to the Chiefs' 30-yard line. 28-yard pickup. Still working on the chin of Warren Moon on the sideline.
Another scar for posterity's sake. It's just maintained. They're staying in that zone, and they're going to try to keep it in front of them. Holt was able to get between the levels again, like we showed you earlier.
And here's Trent Green, and here's Isaac Bruce. And out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. 4:19 to go on the clock. Greg Wesley on the coverage. And the tone of this game set on the first series by the Rams when Kurt Warner threw the interception to James Hasty. And the Chiefs scored a touchdown. They led by as many as 20-0 in the first quarter. 27-14 at the half.
Not over yet for these Rams. They're storming right back here. This will give them 35. Still have a little bit of a mountain to go, however.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line. And there is Green. And he is down by Steve Martin.
Every time I hear that Steve Martin, I expect to see an arrow stuck in one ear and coming out the other.
If he had a big helmet, you'd wonder about that.
Oh, wild and crazy. There's Mrs. Martin. Yeah, sure. We're being facetious, but that's what you expect to see with Steve Martin. His 26 points with 4 minutes is going to be a little too much even for the Rams.
Justin Watson is in the backfield for the Rams on 2nd and goal at the 10. And there's the fade to Holt, and it's tipped away by Pat Dennis. Yeah, the Chiefs with rookies, Dennis, Wesley, and Barty, their nickel, really have held up pretty well against this attack today.
Again, that goes back to Willie Shaw, who's their position coach, and also Kurt Schottenheimer, who's the defensive coordinator, but ultimately it goes to the head coach, Gunther Cunningham, to have the confidence to throw him out there. He was just telling us just yesterday casually that he had no qualms about it. Once he gets a player and has belief in him, he stays with him. Here's Kurt Schottenheimer. Marty Schottenheimer's brother is the defensive coordinator here.
Marty Schottenheimer preceded Gunther Cunningham as head coach of the Chiefs. 3rd down and goal. And there is Justin Watson, and he's tackled at the 4-yard line. Bringing up 4th down, Donnie Edwards with the play. Under 3.5 minutes to go. 4th and goal coming up for Mike Martz's Rams.
So a couple things have to happen for Mike Martz's Rams here in the coming weeks. First of all, get healthy, especially in that offensive line. Secondly, defensively, they've got to pick their game up because they have not played well through the whole first half of this season. They will be bringing in a consultant on Monday, right, in Bud Carson.
So it's 4th and goal. From the 4-yard line, Isaac Bruce goes in motion. Trent Green fires up the middle. Touchdown to Isaac Bruce. So for the 2nd time today, the Rams have scored a touchdown on a 4th down play. And with 2:53 to go, it is now 54-34. And They're going to line up for the 2.
Isaac Bruce comes back in motion. He's going to go all the way across and then come back inside. And again, all they're looking for is to sit down in that zone. They see they're getting a zone. You have to find the hole. Isaac Bruce again over with 100 yards, obviously, but there's time for Trent Green, and he's able to find that hole.
Second touchdown pass by Bruce, so the Rams going for 2. Down by 20. And Green tries to get it to Torry Holt, and it doesn't go. So the 2-point conversion fails, and the score remains Chiefs 54, Rams 34. Well, the best view of today's game is from inside the Samuel Light ship, flying overhead with its eye-in-the-sky camera to bring you the beautiful live shots of Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Rain was expected today. We had some showers well before kickoff. It did not rain at all during the game. Lights were turned on. Field was covered. So the footing was not a factor. Talking to Kurt Warner, who went out with injury yesterday. Last time I handled a wet ball was in NFL Europe. That was not a factor today. The Chiefs were the factor today.
Chiefs played outstanding football today. Really in every facet of the game. The only place that they didn't play real well, as you look at the state champion Kansas City
Just
Chiefs,
have to beat one team.
was in the kickoff return. Or kickoff coverage, rather, because Tony Horn had their way with him.
They're going to try the onside kick. Beat Stoyanovich.
Ricky Williams has another 156-yard game. He's playing really well. We talked about that earlier, Dick. When they made that trade a few years ago, everybody laughed. But what it did was it saved them money on the back end to be able to put a strategy in place. Now, Ditka and his staff were fired, but Jim Haslett now is benefiting from that trade. He's been able to go out and sign some players, and Ricky Williams is benefiting from his own trade.
And the Saints are 4-3 on the year. Here is the onside kick attempt. And a loose ball. And a penalty flag is down as well.
Could be that they're offsides. That would be the area right on that 30. The ball has to travel 10 yards before the kicking team can touch it. Lorenzo Styles came out with it. Now we'll see what happens. If you have an offside, they'll go kick it again.
Right now, Mike Carey just wants to be alone with his colleagues. Forget the Redskins and the Jacksonville Jaguars coming up the second half of our doubleheader, including the viewers here in Kansas City. Redskins trying to win one on the road and go 6-2 on the year and take over the lead in the NFC East.
Cincinnati, in a shocker, is beating Denver.
There are 2 fouls, both on the kicking team. Offsides, number 57, and illegal touching by number 57. The offsides declined. The illegal touching is accepted. 5 yards. It will be the second onside kick.
That's Leonard Little, who crosses the line, so they'll get that one first.
However, nullified by the penalty.
And then the illegal touch inside. Watch Thomas, number 89. Remember, it has to go 10 yards, and it doesn't. You can see the line. It's a good shot by our camera people, who, incidentally, do a super job.
Yes, they do. And while we have a moment, our producer, Richard Zients, our director, Artie Kempner, and a great job, Rich Basili, the technical director, Greg Scopatoni. Our crew has done a terrific job. Dean Walker and his fine staff, and they've been with us
under adverse conditions. Dick. Our truck out there was in an accident, and we lost our normal truck, and so all these pictures are being brought to you basically on the fly by this crew.
How about the audio? Jeff Cohen doing a terrific job patching things up in the audio department in the truck.
Did you say something? I didn't hear you.
54-34. You know, he'll start to turn the buttons if you say that, Matt. And it goes out of bounds, a long kick, and
it was touched by the Kansas City Chiefs. It goes out of bounds, so they will go from that point where it went out.
2:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. Gunther Cunningham Just moments away from winning his 4th game in 7 tries. And Denver, you were right, trailing Cincinnati with under a half a minute remaining and a final score. The Bengals beat the Broncos 31-21. So
that's a monster.
That is a shocking game. Seattle leading Oakland 3-0 early. And of course, we'll get you to Redskins Jaguars in a moment.
If you listen real close, you can hear Chris Collinsworth singing from here.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line for the Chiefs, who are out of timeouts. Hand off to Kimble Anders. This is really the first time that the Rams have been blown out in the last 2 years. Look at the offense combined. We have 88 points, 42 first down, over 700 passing yards, and 84 pass attempts as the Rams call a timeout. We've thanked a lot of people who have played a major role in our broadcast. Our broadcast associates who do a terrific job each week, Jacob Ullman and Josh Weingrad. And the pregame show produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The senior producer is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Don't forget the World Series tonight, Game 2 from Yankee Stadium. Yankees winning a thriller last night over the Mets. Joe Buck, Tim McCarver, Bob Brenly will be at the stadium for Game 2.
I hope they don't have as much scoring tonight as we had today here this afternoon.
That might be entertaining.
Roger Clemens on the mound. I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring going on. 2nd down and 8. Kimble Anders straight ahead. He broke one for 70 yards and was stopped short. He's already scored 2 touchdowns today, brought down by Keith Lyle. Well, and he got it the same way he got that 70-yard dick, just blew it right up the middle. It's just working against the interior of that line. But again, it goes back to the offensive line. Just a great team effort. I would think that Kimble Anders is over 100 yards here pretty well. I don't know about pretty well, but he is like 101.
And a 2-minute warning here at Arrowhead Stadium. It's the Chiefs.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Autotrader.com, the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
I need a car.
Shopping for a used car will never be the same.
No, a convertible, a red one, with under 15,000 miles.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
They went to the same B school. Each started his own business the same year. So why is one company going global while the others are just getting going? Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet? This new car was going to be different from anything Saturn ever built. It was going to be bigger, more powerful, more luxurious, more everything. And while creating an entirely separate plant may not have been absolutely necessary, it was the right thing to do. Welcome to the factory, the Saturn L Series built.
Are you ready?
I used that amendment thingy. What was it?
The Constitution.
Right.
For an all-new season
Elaine, no, bad girl.
of Ally McBeal.
I like that.
Robert Downey Jr. joins the cast.
I should have knocked.
Are you making tea?
Ally McBeal, the season premiere at 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
2 minutes remaining here at Arrowhead Stadium on a day that the Kansas City Chiefs came out strong, took a 20-0 lead, and winning going away. They had 54-34 over the St. Louis Rams with 2 minutes to go. First down. Warren Moon, quarterback for Kansas City, handing off to Kimble Anders. So we had the backup quarterbacks finish this game with Trent Green and Warren Moon. And right now for Game Break, let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles. JB?
58 points there, but you haven't seen this before. Take a look at Cincinnati en route to its first victory of the season. Corey Dillon, 41-yard run for pay dirt, 278 rushing yards, breaking Walter Payton's single-game record of 275, set back in 77. Back to Dick and Matt.
What an achievement!
What
today.
a monster! And you know what? I know something personally with the lack of quality defenses in this league. That number is going to tumble again. Maybe not right away, but it's going to happen. You're going to see more and more offensive numbers coming because I don't believe the quality of defense in this league is what it was.
Well, the Rams, this is the first of 4 games they're playing on grass, natural grass. Next week at San Francisco against the 49ers, who lost. Carolina will be at home, and the Giants on the road, Washington and New Orleans. But the Rams will suffer their first setback of the year and go 6-1 on the year. And the only undefeated team remaining in the NFL are the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, they caught me off guard. I thought they were going to take a nosedive, but they have done anything but. Winning again today, they beat Buffalo.
They have found a way to come from behind to win games, home or away. And I don't think anyone anticipated this from Dennis Green's team, with using really a rookie quarterback in his second year, but didn't play, Dante Culpepper. 2nd down and 9. Kimble Anders diving forward, and London Fletcher making the stop. Well, the Chiefs decided to go with Kimble Anders as their main running back instead of the running back by committee, and it worked out today. 13 carries, 104 yards, 70 of them coming on 1 berth, and 2 touchdowns for Kimble Anders. Long day for the men of blue and gold.
They'll be back. There's a lot of talent over there.
Sure will.
They will retool. It's a long year. They need to get healthy, and they'll make good adjustments. They're an exciting team to watch. You know, it hasn't happened since 1972 that somebody continues to go unbeaten. As you look at Kurt Warner looking at his broken pinky, now the only team left who has a shot at that unbeaten thing is Minnesota. But to be honest with you, they're playing very well offensively, but they're vulnerable defensively.
3rd down and 9 coming up, and the Rams are out of timeouts. It's going to be very tough for anyone to approach undefeated status, including the Minnesota Vikings, as well as they've played.
I want to talk. You're not intimidated.
The Rams, 21st in the league in total defense, giving up over 120 yards more today, as Tony Richardson carries it to the 40-yard line, and Rams can no longer stop the clock as we get close to 1.5 minutes remaining. And even the crowd that came here so primed for what they hope would be an upset performance by their Chiefs, now kind of complacent the way they have won going away, and now making their way out to the tailgating parties.
Well, just for old time's sake, let's see if these Rams can't score before the game's over.
The 4th down, and Todd Sauerbrunn will kick. Mike Martz missing out on a chance to become the first rookie head coach in NFL history to open a season 7-0. He had that opportunity today. We have a penalty marker now, and a delay of the game called against the Chiefs.
Please put 58 seconds on the game clock. 58 seconds on the game clock, please.
The Rams next week will be in San Francisco against the 49ers, then Carolina on their home turf, and they travel to go against the Giants. Remember, coming in this year, because of the weak division in the NFC West, the Rams actually had the 2nd easiest schedule in the NFL, despite being the Super Bowl champions. Ray Bly is back for the Rams, calls for the fair catch at the 12-yard line with 51 seconds. All right, 50 on the clock. Coming up, as soon as this game is history, it'll be the Washington Redskins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming up, Redskins with their great defense against the Jaguars, who have been struggling. Well, the Rams will go 6-1 on the year, and lo and behold, the second-place team in the NFC West, the New Orleans Saints, at 4-3.
And getting better. Getting better.
Trent Green has an empty backfield, starting from the 12-yard line, and Ricky Prohl with the reception and the first down. Green chased out of the pocket and finally sacked, and that'll stop the clock with 20 seconds. John Browning, and that is the 4th sack of the game by the Kansas City defense.
Well, they'll start it again now. He didn't get out of bounds. He didn't throw the ball out of bounds. He took the sack instead. Of course, he's trying to push the ball deep down the field, which is what they'll try right now again.
2nd down and 16. Trent Green dumps it off to Justin Watson.
So much for pushing it down the field.
Well, that was an option.
That's the end of the game.
And that's going to be it. 11 straight against the NFC at Arrowhead. This is Dick Stockton for Matt Millen and Pam Oliver saying so long from Arrowhead Stadium with a final score. The Kansas City Chiefs 54, the St. Louis Rams, their first loss of the year, 34. Be sure to stay tuned to Fox Sports for the second game of our doubleheader already underway. The Redskins and the Jaguars right after these messages. For more information on today's game and the latest NFL news, log on to foxsports.com. So the Chiefs win going away, crush the Rams here in KC. So long, everybody.
In with a $5.99 trade, then charge you $15.
You get a low price, but only if you make a ton of trades.
At TD Ameritrade, every online stock trade is just $9.99, period. No matter how often you trade, no matter how much money you have in the account.
I hate those hidden fees buried in the fine print.
Surprise, it's a maintenance fee.
I hate surprises.
At TD Ameritrade, you never pay a maintenance fee. You get low, straightforward pricing, so you always know exactly what you're paying.
Hey, that works for me.
Are you ready to declare your independence? Independence is the spirit that drives America's most successful investors.
Transfer your account today and get up to $300 cash, plus 30 days of free online stock trades.
CNN tomorrow night. Lou Dobbs, Mr. Independent, tackles the tough issues of the campaign and the race for the White House. A Lou Dobbs primetime special. Independence Day. Awakening the American spirit. CNN tomorrow night, 8 Eastern.
CNN Monday, January 21st. Just days before their first test in the South, the Democrats face the toughest questions yet. CNN and the Congressional Black Caucus Institute present the Democratic Debate. Monday night, January 21st, 8 Eastern.
Because I was
Welcome back. I want to head right out to Reno, Nevada right now. Barack Obama is speaking to some supporters at a rally. Let's listen in briefly.
Politics that was based on our common values and our common ideals. A politics that was not based on tearing folks down, but was based on lifting the country up. Politics that was based not on spin and PR, but on common sense and straight talk. And most of all, I decided to run because I was betting on all of you. I was betting on you because I was convinced that the real agents of change in America have always been the people. Change doesn't come from the top down. It comes from the bottom up. I was convinced that we are not as divided as our politics would suggest, that we are a decent people and a generous people willing to work hard and sacrifice for future generations. And that if we could just mobilize our voices to challenge the special interests in Washington, but also to challenge ourselves to be better, that there would be no problem we could not solve and no destiny that we could not fulfill. That was the bet that I was making when I announced over 11 months ago. And I am here to say to you, Reno, to say to you, Northern Nevada, that after 11 months, my faith has been vindicated because you, the American people, have responded to our message of change. We have seen it all across the country. We saw it in Iowa, we saw it in New Hampshire, and we're seeing it today, right now, in Nevada. All across the country. I've seen it in conversations I've had everywhere I go. We've been seeing these magnificent crowds. Now, I got to admit that, you know, I like to take credit for all these crowds, but part of it is people are excited because they know that this coming November, they'll be selecting the next president of the United States, and they know that the name George W. Bush won't be on the ballot. And that has them very excited. Excited about that. They know that the name of my cousin, Dick Cheney, won't be on the ballot. And that makes them excited. That was really embarrassing. When that news came out, you know, when they do these genealogical surveys, you're hoping you're related to somebody cool. You know, like Abraham Lincoln or Willie Mays or somebody. But Dick Cheney, that's a letdown. Anyway, his name won't be on the ballot, so you know that the era of Scooter Libby justice and Brownie incompetence and Karl Rove politics will finally be over in 2009.
But that is not the only reason you're here. You're here, you don't want to just be against something, you want to be for something. You want to believe that we can still come together and do great things. I know this because I've been in a conversation with you for the last 11 months.
All right, Barack Obama speaking out in Reno, Nevada. We'll continue to monitor what he's saying and go back there, update you on what he's saying. I want to briefly go and listen to John McCain right now, arguably the Republican presidential frontrunner, at least some national polls suggest he is. He's speaking in Spring Lake, Michigan right now before a crowd of supporters.
We allow America to be attacked and take innocent American lives. So my friends, this is a tough challenge, and it's a dangerous world we live in. If a month ago we'd have had this meeting and I started talking about Pakistan, you'd have said, what does Pakistan have to do with it? Well, we know it's a nuclear-armed country, we know the threat of radical Islamic extremism, and we know it's next to Afghanistan, where thousands of brave Americans are serving as we speak. If we'd have talked about the Straits of Hormuz and the confrontation that happened in the last few days between Iranian boats and American ships, and by the way, a tradition that America has fought for in the past, and in fact our first war after our independence was a group called the Barbary Pirates that were trying to deprive us of freedom of the sea. My friends, I'm proud of our United States Navy officers and men who conducted themselves so well the other day, and we can rely on them.
All right, John McCain in Michigan, we're going to monitor his speech as well. By the way, if you'd like to watch any of the candidates today, just go to CNN.com/live. You can watch their rallies, their events. It's streamed online. Anytime you want to do that, just go ahead. On Capitol Hill right now, House Democratic leaders are trying to get a jump on the election year agenda. They're focusing in right now on two issues that primary season voters say they're deeply concerned about: fixing the economy and ending partisanship. CNN's Brianna Keeler is up on Capitol Hill watching all of this unfold. Brianna, what's going on?
Well, Wolf, the House doesn't reconvene until tomorrow, but already signs that fears of a recession are going to be a big issue in coming months. Here on the Hill today, a photo opportunity to show Americans that Democrats are in tune with their growing concerns.
As the Fed signals a deep cut in interest rates, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi met with Chairman Ben Bernanke, saying she wanted to coordinate efforts to stimulate the economy.
As Senator Reid and I wrote to the president, we hope to work in a bipartisan way for an initiative that is targeted, that is timely, and is temporary.
Though plans for an economic stimulus package are still in the infancy stage on both sides, a congressional Democratic aide tells CNN among the ideas being considered by Democratic leaders: tax rebate checks, tax holidays, and increasing spending on food and energy assistance for the poor. When Democrats won a majority in Congress, they promised not to add new spending without paying for it. House Republican leader John Boehner warned Democrats about making taxpayers fund a stimulus package that, according to Democrats, could cost as much as $150 billion. In a statement, Boehner said tax increases, even those disguised as spending offsets, simply do not stimulate the economy. Instead, they will only make today's economic uncertainty even worse. So would an economic stimulus package even work? Ethan Harris, chief U.S. economist for Lehman Brothers, says quick action could help, but
the problem is that once the dynamics of recession start to kick in with big negative psychological forces, policy just can't act quick enough to offset the negative psychology.
For instance, if consumers fearful of a recession take their tax rebate checks and just put them in the bank instead of spending them, that doesn't stimulate the economy, Wolf.
Brianna Keeler watching this debate unfold on the Hill. It's only just beginning right now, Brianna. Thanks very much. In our strategy session, Senator John McCain's made a reputation for rocking the boat here in Washington.
I mean, if you like all that money going to Alaska, fine. I mean, but you shouldn't.
So if he is the Republicans' presidential nominee, how much support could he count on from his fellow Republicans on Capitol Hill? And as allegations of playing the race card fly back and forth between the Obama and Clinton camps, do both sides have mud on their hands? Jamal Simmons and John Fury, they're standing by right here in The Situation.
What I love about
about her?
What I love about him.
How much time do we have?
I love everything about Sharon. Everything.
Everything. I love him as he is.
Find everything you're looking for on eharmony.com. Log on today and review your mattress for free.
And words of Martin Luther King Jr. revealed here for the first time.
CNN Special Investigations Unit, Sunday night, 8 Eastern.
Text Tony21 to 40100 and get a real gangster tone of the week.
Me, I want what's coming to me. What's coming to you? The world, Chico. And everything in it.
Text Tony21 from your mobile phone and send it to 40100.
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
Hey, buddy.
No, what's up?
It's your tires, man. They're not looking too good. I just thought I'd let you know.
I'm sure I'll squeeze a few more miles out of them. Thank you.
Nobody likes to buy tires. We understand. That's why we deliver an entirely better experience. Big O Tires.
Go to midmobile.com, print off the Big O coupon, and buy 3, get 1 free.
Here's Dr. Mark Velick for Missouri Cancer Associates.
Most cancer centers typically have either radiation or medical oncology. A true cancer center has an integration of both. We have medical oncology up here, we have radiation oncology downstairs. That way, if there's any treatment decisions, if there's any problems, we walk up or down the stairs, throw up a few x-rays. Those patients have that care given directly at the moment. Most of the cancers that we see are going to, we hope, turn into chronic diseases. We want to turn breast cancer into something that's manageable. I may not be able to cure it, I may not be able to make it go away, but if I can help that patient and help them for a longer period of time with lower intensity therapy, without making them sick and without putting them through the side effects, I think that's a very important goal. That's what we're here to do. I think that's what we do the best.
Missouri Cancer Associates, the cancer specialists.
Right now, many wonder if John McCain is getting a little help from his friends. The Republican presidential candidate is a longtime senator, but how many in the Senate are actually supporting his presidential bid? Let's go to our strategy session right now to discuss that and more. Joining us, Democratic strategist Jamal Simmons and Republican strategist John Feary. John, let me start with you. Sure. I got a list here. 10 senators have endorsed McCain, 9 Republicans, plus Joe Lieberman, the independent Democrat, as he's called. What do you make of the kind of support that McCain so far has received from his colleagues?
Well, John McCain is popular with some of his colleagues like Chuck Hagel, but fairly unpopular with many of his other colleagues because of the stands he's taken, like on campaign finance reform and many other issues where he took that straight talk express and took it right to the Senate, and a lot of the senators didn't like it so much. You know, this primary season reminds me of a college championship this year. You know, each one of these candidates seems to me is going to have 2 losses. But each one of them, you know, as soon as they get to number 1, they get beat, and I think you can see the same thing in Michigan this year.
Hagel's not yet on this list of any
he's
other.
Not? Okay.
He's not on this list as someone who's endorsed McCain. Jamal, in all of the national polls, it shows that McCain is incredibly competitive against Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama or John Edwards. How worried should the Democrats be right now that this maverick Republican, as many people call him, an independent on many of the issues, that he would be a really strong Republican candidate against whoever the Democrat is?
Well, he will be a really strong candidate. One thing we learned this year, to keep John's analogy going, there's no sudden death in this tournament. I mean, people are losing primaries and keep going to the campaign. I think we ought to be concerned about McCain because he does have that maverick image, and this is a year where voters seem to want authenticity and honesty and consistency, and that's what killing people like Mitt Romney. They just aren't seen as being. Mitt Romney's just not seen as being that authentic.
Is he the most electable Republican, John?
Well, I think you can make the case for any of the top candidates. I think you can certainly make that case for Mitt Romney or Rudy Giuliani or Fred Thompson. I think they're all electable, depending on how their campaign goes. But I think when you look at polls, though, John McCain seems to poll the best against Democrats right now. But once again, you know, it's not a done deal on the Republican side. John McCain took his Straight Talk Express to Michigan several months ago and talked about how the car industry had to change its ways, and that's not that popular. And Mitt Romney's using that message right now against him.
So let's see what happens tomorrow. We'll know soon enough. Jamal, what do you make of this spat that's going on between the Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama campaigns over race and politics?
Well, you know what's interesting? I'm out here in Nevada where we have our caucuses on the 19th, and you don't hear that much about it on the ground out here, but in the national media, it certainly is taking up a lot of the airspace. So it's a tough thing. I'm very disappointed that this is something that we were talking about in the Democratic primary. I thought this may be something that popped up if Barack Obama was the nominee and he made it to the general. There seems to be kind of a strategy out there to talk about race, and it's a really tough argument to have to live through as a Democrat.
I think if someone would have said to me, you know, this is going to be an issue among the Democrats, I would have thought they were crazy. But John, what do you make of this?
I think it's Hillary Clinton's fault, to be quite candid with you. I think the idea that Barack Obama would use the race card is outrageous. And you know, the Clintons are good about this. They make an attack and they blame somebody else for the attack they made. I blame Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. I think what Bill Clinton said was absolutely outrageous.
Who's more to blame, Jamal?
Well, it's clear that there are at least allies of the Clinton campaign that are fanning these flames. You saw it with Bob Johnson yesterday. You saw it with Billy Shaheen with the comments in December. You saw it with people asking whether or not he was black enough earlier in the year, last year. This has clearly been something that's been going on against them, and for no good reason, because really African Americans are fond of the Clintons.
So we will be changing no child.
African Americans are fond of the Clintons, and people think that Hillary Clinton still has a chance to win this campaign. But the more she does this, the more their campaign orchestrates this, as it appears, it has the problem of pulling the party apart. And we just can't have that in a year where Democrats ought to be winning.
Jamal Simmons and John Fury, guys, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One Democratic presidential candidate wanted a hand recount for the New Hampshire primary. Now the state decides. You're going to hear the decision and what it means. Also, it's about jobs. That's what Michigan has lost, needs, and what the Republican presidential candidates are largely talking about before the state's primary tomorrow. Who's promising what? That and a lot more coming up right here in The Situation.
Closed captioning hours provided by Renewin, the only supplement for joint care and energy.
Introducing Renewin, the only intensive release supplement for joint care and energy. Renewin with glucosamine and chondroitin improves joint comfort, joint mobility, and boosts energy. Renewin in stores now.
CNN tomorrow night. Lou Dobbs.